Hello, Guardians gamers here. It's Momentary Genius, your favorite Destiny 2 Blueberry, here with Ghost of the Deep, beginning of the dungeon. I suspected, having previous experience with how the story missions go with Destiny 2, that I was going to have problems. This is my first attempt. I started recording immediately, and right off the bat, having to deploy a rally banner, I knew I was going to be in for some issues at the very beginning of this dungeon. Like, literally, I'm at the door, and this is as far as I get. And yes, that is Delicate Tomb. I'm working on getting the catalyst. I'm a little behind on a lot of catalyst, so I'm playing catch up. It's kind of interesting, but hey, I'm trying, right? And that's kind of where I've reached the point of I've tried to the point where I on my own I can't go any farther. And it was this point where I realized that I was going to need a clan. And what happened was, and this was very frustrating, very annoying, and very devastating to my male ego, it was humbling. Although Destiny 2 I've never really felt great at, really good at, I can just like, can I just get through? I realized I was going to need a clan because I didn't know what to do here. Nothing was familiar. I was like flashing back to Witch Queen, but here we are, and seeing the deep. I was expecting water, bubbles, fish, Asa, Sloan, Drifter, all these people talking to me, and I'm like, boy, there isn't even like fake allies off somewhere else fighting and setting up the mini bosses for me to come in. No, none of that. And oh, it was very, very humbling when, after about 15 minutes of this, I looked up a guide and was immediately frustrated with, make sure your fire team's prepared. And I think it was Eurogamer.net or something that had, I didn't even get past the first paragraph. It was like, this is basically the beginning training for the final part of the dungeon. Your fire team will need to be prepared with this, and I was just like, we're already using fire team a lot here, as in that is the necessary way to approach this, which is very frustrating to me. Because from the very beginning, I was a solo player. I, if my friends, Destiny came out, we were all hyped for it. Yes, back in the days before we realized how bad hype trains were. And even then, just scheduling stuff like never played. So I was like, I'm a lone wolf. I'm proud of that. And for a time, it was okay. But I was neglecting a lot of content just simply because I couldn't access it for just not having enough friends, no one to fire team with, and it's just like, who the hell does a raid solo? That's there are other games out there you could play, and there's as those kids keep saying, go touch grass before it turns into flammable material that climate change will wreck us with. And here I am. I'm already at a loss because nothing familiar is happening. There's no, okay, I'm supposed to disrupt this ritual, break the ritual. What ritual? Okay, I've got glowing fart gas. I've got some glowing statues. I shoot the statues, nothing happens. I have no orbs being dropped to where I can throw them at a crystal or a shielded, you know, uh, enemy to break the shield and then get to defeat them enough times. Like, there is This puzzle is a bit different from everything else I've experienced, even from last season. There's no, okay, you gotta shoot these enemies in the right, these glowing enemies in the right order to unlock the gate, something like that, you know. You have to shoot these tumblers the right way to get the right code that you need to be paying attention to at these walls you were just passing through. That, you know, it's kind of standard video game stuff, video game fare. But here, all I've got to go on is fart gas, exploding moths, and some statues that, and I, you know, I check my ghost and just break the ritual. Nothing. That's it. Really, no hand holding here. I was like, what was I supposed to remember from the previous week's missions that I could barely pay attention to the storylines for those because I was either in the middle of a firefight or decompressing from combat. I wonder why there's such a huge proliferation of lore podcasts and lore videos on Destiny 2. Not only being because it's dense and can be very interesting, but you don't really have time to deal with it in game. So, yeah, it was 50 minutes into trying to find out how to open a door. I'm looking up, you know, a walkthrough and just being like, yeah, this is it. This is the moment that if I really want to complete just like the base, you know, content for this season, the season pass is done. In fact, I've gotten the season scout rifle. Might even get a second one from Gambit because I've played this enough to where even I've burned through Crucible. Thank you, Iron Banner. Might even actually burn through the rest of Gambit. Sorry, Vanguard. The strikes were never my thing, but also rest in peace, Lance Reddick. It really hurts to hear your voice. So here I am, looking up for a walkthrough at the very beginning of a mission. I've never had that happen. Never. Oh. So, yep. I was like, great. I'll do it. I'll finally fully commit to the full Destiny 2 experience. And listen, right now, while I've been talking, I'm sure someone's already commented with what I was supposed to do, and thank you for that. But that was always the advantage of having playing this while I streamed on Twitch. It was having the chat kind of helped me, but not really. It's really weird, you know. I'm from that old school first-person shooter. Was like, oh, trust me, I was not. Me and my crew were not expecting Halo to have co-op. Okay, what is this co-op thing? It's like it's just you and the story, or us and the competitive multiplayer. You know, all hail GoldenEye. So, oh, thanks Destiny 2 and Bungie for forcing me to make friends with people I might actually enjoy interacting with, and be nice to relate with strangers from across this great nation of mine and world of ours. Just like my mom forced me with that stupid 5th grade dance. You know what I did? I did what everyone else, half the damn freaking class did. Hell, half the student body there did. We held up the wall of that gymnasium and watched the more brave people dance. I don't think up until that point, I've never stood that long. 2 hours straight. Yeah. So thanks. Thanks, Bungie. You know what we could do? It'd be really nice. Can we have... hey, you know what? Put in comments. What are the solo perks? The solo mods. Like, hey, when your allies are not around, this weapon gets a damage buff. Or DPM buff. But duff. So, I'm drinking now and I'm thinking of Simpsons beer. And also armor. Hey, Juggernaut. You when allies are not around after a certain amount of time, boom, overshield. Suck it, invading guardians. I'm all alone. You and I are both matched for shield protection. Ha ha ha! Dick. And I'm solo, so I also have a damage buff. Or no, let's spend it. I'll think of damage. Or area of effect. That'd be nice. So that way, I'm like gambits in my mind because this is usually happens the most. Realistically, this is what I would want from gambit weapons and armor. Like Gambit Prime, bring it back. Be nice. Is, oops, I portaled to the other side of the map. No one's there because they either can't, you know, they're tripping over their own 2 feet. Someone's invaded. The others are trying to get 15 motes from over there. And just, so here I am on the other side of the map. And I'm getting bitch slapped by Vex. Usually Cabal. Or Shriekers. But, you know, it'd be nice. That'd be cool. Especially when, you know, your allies aren't the most dependable. But hey. Just me, spitballing. Wishing the solo life was an easier life in Destiny 2. But no. No one appreciates lone wolves anymore. Nomads are not wanted here. Clan up or get out. But I'll do it. I've paid for this whole year, so I better try to get my money's worth. But I don't know about next year, because I'm getting to that point in this game where I'm like, this ain't quite going the way I thought it was, and the way it's going isn't giving me that feeling of warm friendliness and that exhilaration of accomplishment. So I'll try to play your game, Bungie. I don't know. Maybe Marathon will be more of my stride. So, fellow Guardians, it's time we to go back to orbit. Gotta head to the tower and do some inventory management. Well, and I hope to see you around the galaxy. Well, the solar system at least. But maybe we'll all be traveling the galaxy once the final shape is complete. See you next time, Guardians.